Hello, Channel 1. Welcome to Week 8. We are moving on in Unit 3 to 3.4. This is actually the final unit of our study of human health and biology. And we're concluding this unit with a study of aging. So we're actually moving away from the book, and you're going to be watching an online interactive video with questions built in. So that's going to kind of serve both as your content, but also your assessment, your reading quiz. So make sure you watch the video and answer the questions that are in there. And the focus really of this week is on two aspects of aging. The first is the physiological process of aging. So what's actually going on in our bodies to cause us to age, to manifest these sort of characteristics or symptoms of aging. So we'll be looking at the shortening of telomeres. This is related to cell division and increasing cellular errors associated with breakdown of telomeres. You're going to be looking at free radicals, increased damage to our DNA that manifests as aging. Those are different physiological aspects of aging we're going to be looking at. The other aspect we're going to be looking at is the evolutionary origin of aging. So given all of these issues with aging, including death, why do we age at all? Why does evolution select for or allow for aging to evolve? There we're going to be looking at two different aspects, or a few different aspects, but two of the major ones are how aging really is these accumulations of things that cause us to age, these physiological processes tend to happen after we reproduce. So selection doesn't see them. And so selection is blind to the process of aging, and it's really just sort of a biological consequence of, time and post-reproduction. Doesn't matter if you age from an evolutionary standpoint. The other one is that there are trade-offs. So things that make you more fit, more likely to have more kids, more mates, or survive long enough to reproduce also might be associated with increased risk of aging. We'll look at an example of that in mice. So mice that are more reproductively successful have higher testosterone. Testosterone leads to higher cell damage, which causes aging. So those mice age faster, even though they're more reproductively active. So those are the kind of processes we're going to be looking at. And then we're going to be looking at how this evolutionary process of aging can lead to different life histories. So some organisms have adapted to kind of the extreme ends of responding to age. Some reproduce given the cost of reproduction. Some will reproduce all at once, and then they'll die. So these are called semilparious organisms. Other organisms hedge their bets, and they reproduce less. They reproduce only one or two offspring at a time, but they reproduce over many years. And this is iteroparous reproduction. And so there are consequences for the evolution of aging in each group, right? If you only reproduce once, aging after that fact doesn't really matter. You don't invest in anti-aging mechanisms. If you reproduce repeatedly year after year to kind of hedge your bets, then you tend to have you tend to invest in anti-aging mechanisms. So those are kind of broader evolutionary consequences of aging that you're going to be learning about. So physiology, evolutionary origins, and evolutionary consequences related to life history. Also this week, you're going to be writing your individual reviews of the Claims About Cancer lab. This is the final project of this lab. So last week you did a final group project. This is your final individual project. Take it seriously. It's worth a decent amount of points. There is no reading quiz. The reading quiz is built into the video. Also, you have your essential questions. And then this week begins the quiz that follows Unit 3. So, sorry, not the quiz, the exam. This is your second exam. It only covers Unit 3, so the Unit 3.1 to Unit 3.4. It begins on March 11th and ends on March 20th, so it goes over spring break. You have over about 10 days to take it. Make sure you give yourself enough time to both study, prepare for the exam, and complete the exam before the due date. As I said, the first exam is generally the hardest. This one should be a little bit easier. That doesn't mean you should take it for granted. Please take some time to study for this exam and take it before that final midnight cutoff, so you have enough time to complete it. And of course, if you have any questions, please email me or Lindsay. We're happy to help. All right, good luck, you guys.